Good, Connor. Good, MST. Good, boys. You came early for the org settings? I got you. Let me screenshot this. Let's write out the game plan for today. So these are the org settings that I use. Let's go, Juicy Beans. Alex Joe, what's up, brother? Halfman, what's up? Josh, what's up, brother? Samurai, no trade day for me. There you go. What kind of tea? I got mango juice today. Sit up, sit up. Something refreshing. All right. Tuesday, October 7th. Screenshot it. Nice, perfect. Tuesday, October 7th. I don't want to see a run. Yeah, if we can get into here, that'd be nice. Tuesday, October 7th, 2025. No news Tuesday. All-time high taken pre-market. And no news equals safety protocol. Today we're only executing A+ trades. A+ trades only. If you guys notice, I added an A+ checklist so you guys know exactly what I'm looking for. Also a nice little mental reminder for me. A+ trades only. Do not want to fight all-time high narrative. So game plan to A+ lots. All right, I'll show you guys the game plan. Here's the opening gap. Something very key here we should be marking out actually is our new day opening gap. So let's go back. Let's mark out our new day opening gap because it is all the way up here, which means we'll likely be using that. Closing price. It's actually the same price level. All right, no problem. Just same price level. Yeah, we may get there. We may not. Who knows? Cool. So let me share that. I'll screenshot the outlook for you guys. Move that. So everyone, and if anyone's asking me what the bias is, more importantly, what's the game plan? That'll be hard to read. Do this instead. Yeah, that's nice. That's the game plan. Yeah. And let's open up chat for now. Looking for longs or shorts. I'm going to be going into the market looking for high probability long setups. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'll be working on this. Autumn have been killing us past time? No, you just gotta know how to trade it. What contract are we on? NQU? Z. Just signing in on the brokerage in case I want to execute there. The indicators. So just signing into the brokerage. Get everything sorted before market open. Again, I'm only going to be executing A plus setups today. If there's no A plus setup, we're not taking a trade. And if you're curious what an A plus setup is, look up here in the top right corner. No wick on the weekly. I still think Monday low of week is possible, unless Tuesday or Wednesday prints bearish. So right now, I'm assuming under the narrative of Monday low of week. If that narrative shifts, we'd probably get a shift intraday, and then obviously that narrative would change. But right now, that's it. Oh, we're locked in, bro. Oh, bro, we're locked in. You should have seen what I was doing yesterday, bro. Good Percy, what's good, Danny? Mentioned it down. I can't hear my computer. What's good, Toppy? How do you feel? Yeah, Monday low of week, unless we get the shift. We short. I'm waiting on confirmation. Me, Percy, I'm looking for longs. No daily premium wick. I'm not gonna grade that. I won't need it. What happened yesterday? Tell me. I have a money printing idea. It probably doesn't work. Is Gaddy finally back? I've always been back, bro. Grinder? Yeah. You can mark out yesterday's opening range gap. Close. I have the levels here written next to me, but because it's gonna get messy. But I'll show you guys what it looks like. This is yesterday's opening range gap. Mind you, we never actually filled in the opening range gap from yesterday. Does it mean we're gonna go there? No, not necessarily, but it is gonna get quite messy in here. Like for me, I would just keep in mind 830 is the same as 0.0, so we don't need that, right? 50 is just below Asia low. We don't need that. And 25% is midnight. So why market when I have the 830 and midnight just as relevant, So keep it simple. I won't be grading those wicks. No, too many levels on my chart. I don't need them. Yep, 830 looks nice. You know, going into open, I want to see a move towards 830. Is marking out 830 good? Just know we have a good chance of hitting 830. In fact, did I ever do the bracket test for that? Let me do the bracket test for that. Oh, I already have that written down. Okay. Yeah, I gotta go back to some coding, man. I've been working on a second project. I recently just finished, but it's time to go back to that coding. We gotta get back on that ASAP. I gotta get some more statistics. Today's your first day. Wish you luck. You don't need luck, bro. You just gotta do what you gotta do. You ever try using order flow? I do use order flow. The way I read order flow. Remember what I'm doing today? I bet. It does look similar to yesterday, you're right. I have to wear these glasses. This is the plan. This is the plan right now. I've always had glasses. I've been wearing contacts, but I have to wear these until Friday. I have to wear these until I gotta wear these until Friday because I got LASIK surgery. How did you learn coding? I didn't. I taught ChatGPT how to do it for me. Almost have market open. We'll mark out the opening range gap. Sells. I think the immediate draw is 830 opening price, but besides that, I can't really demand much more. I complicated 5 accounts on TradeAway and forgot to change the MNQ. 5 contacts in the trash. That would happen, brother. It's really unfortunate. You know what's funny? I was listening to ICT yesterday, and he literally said like that exact situation is gonna happen. Which wick to mark out? The way you're supposed to do it is mark out both and see which levels offer sensitivity. That's what ICT says to do. I mean, there's no point in marking out those, but you gotta mark out this one. These levels, there's not a really good chance we're gonna get there. Right? 2 minutes till market open. To trade smoothly? Oh, you don't need that much to trade smoothly, bro. But if you want to record and stuff too, you might need like 16. You can probably get away with 8. Just for trading. Trading doesn't require that much. This is the current game plan. All right. I feel satiated. Got the A plus checklist. All right, removing the game plan. Go to the 1 minute chart. Start watching the tape. First things first, regular trading hours. You see that opening range gap? mark it out. Opening range gap 0. Holding price, opening range gap 1. What I like to do is I like to use the lines. I like to use the lines. Just to keep things really smooth and organized. 125. Okay. Let's just do it like this. So immediately we open up, we trade to 25, 0.25 org. I want to see 830 opening price get hit. I want to see 830 opening price get hit. Good luck, Gatie. Appreciate you. Appreciate you as well, brother. So I want to see a move lower. The bias is bullish for now. If we can find support somewhere here, I know we have the 15-minute bullish there. It's actually a suspension block on the micro, but we also got to really keep tabs on the mini. Let me quickly switch to the mini. Yeah, it's also the same on the mini, right? It's important to always keep in mind that I'm not going to mark out this 15-minute gap, but just know sensitivity at these levels is likely. Should say 7. I'm not even going to leave end dot. Actually, we'll leave it. If above 830, you sell in. General rule of thumb is that, but me personally, I'm only looking for buys. At least right now, I'm only looking for buys. So I want to see price go below 830 opening price. At least touch it. I'm using it as a draw right now, as an immediate draw on liquidity. Yep, let's lock in. You guys know the drill. I'm gonna minimize chat. Do you know Ali Gatie, the singer? That is my brother. All right, I'm gonna minimize chat here. I suppose we can keep YouTube chat open on the side. YouTube's pretty calm. So we come up, we take out the buy side here. Just a short-term high, swept. Speed lower. If you're really bearish, you could try to get in here and trade the manipulation. But like I said, A plus only. So what we're looking for is narrative polarity, which is obvious one-sided longs. I would say right now it's pretty one-sided. Now we have to wait for a PO3 model to form. So one of my models to form confirmed to me that we are actually likely to move higher based on setup. And then we want time and price to converge. And obviously, if the trade offers good risk to reward opportunities, then that's an A plus trade. So what we're trading is up here. Up here. Okay, so see this back and forth. It makes sense. Why are we getting likely opening range back and forth? Because we had a huge run in pre-market, right? If this is a huge run in pre-market, it's kind of what you deal with. You see that back and forth. If you want, what you can do, so really all we're doing right now is consolidating around equilibrium of pre-market range. This is pre-market range, 7 to 9:30, right? And we're sitting at 50%. So as of right now, there is no narrative polarity. So we have to wait. Yes, we did come into a discount. I'm hoping we can get something like this maybe. I would say that was potentially A plus. But as of right now, we're just gonna wait for first presentation to form. You also want that time and price convergence. What does that mean? It means if 9:30 is not gonna give us a run, then we don't want to trade at 9:30. We want to wait for the macro or 10 a.m. Looks like we may get a first presentation here, or not. I'll wait before annotating anything. Don't want to speak too soon. I'm going to check the mini at the same time, see if there's a volume imbalance there. There isn't. So when I draw this, I'm not going to include the volume imbalance. Very, very crucial. Now, if you want to use this as first presentation, it's probably going to get closed up anyway, so it doesn't matter. It'll probably get closed. It is small. Can't see it's cut off. What's cut off? Good ammo. I see. My apologies. I'll move that. It's good there. You guys don't need the times. Times are pretty obvious, I would say. Yeah, that's important because you gotta see my cursor here when I'm about to click the seller buy. Okay. So there is a fair value gap in here. There is one in here too. I'm not gonna mark anything as first presentation simply because there's no like really clean fair value gap. Obviously we've traded up here. Could argue a classic model long here. Sorry, classic model short. I think it's more of a tape read for me. Meaning if we inverse this, you could look for a short towards 830, just like a 1R-ish scalp. But it's not going to be my trade. Yeah. I said narrative polarity, right? A plus, meaning we have to wait. Although I do think the immediate draw is here. So we can just tape read a potential source. I don't even know, like the risk reward is not really worth it. I mean, you could squeeze out 1R if we get the inversion. If you're a 1R trader, I don't think that's a bad trade at all for a 1R trade. Something good for an eval. Anyways, we're still working inside that range. I like that we went lower and then higher. Now we've set an initial range. So if we can come down and take out the sell stops there, I think we can get a high probability reversal setup. Love me like you do. What are you waiting for? I do want to see a move lower, just so we can get a higher probability long. Obviously, if we just go up like this, there's no long setup for me. I really got to see that move lower. Set the stage for a risk optimized setup, right? So we're just looking for A plus ideas. Glasses suck, man. I can't wait for my surgery. If the symbol's not tradable, you probably didn't do the contract. You have to sign the agreement to trade once you get a new account. I'm assuming you got a brand new account and it says not tradable because you haven't signed the agreement with Tradeovate or whatever the firm is. Okay, I like a potential move lower here. Yeah. So we can tape read a short here. What happened to your eyes? I'm blind. Not fully blind, but My vision's not good. No, we're not entering off this FEG. I'm not entering. Um, just do this. Keep it. I'm not even gonna put the tape read on because I know people will copy. I just want to see this inverse and trade towards 830 because that's where I want to take high probability longs from. You probably have glaucoma. I don't have a disease. Okay, I have poor vision. I'm getting LASIK eye surgery on Friday, which means I won't be able to stream Friday, by the way, because I will be in the operating room. And that's it. Simple. Nothing serious. But I do have to wear these glasses until Friday. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, hopefully everything goes smoothly. Hopefully I'm eligible. I still have to do the pre-surgery testing. Your eyes have to be like a certain way. Yeah, I'm primarily just reading the YouTube comments because TikTok can get very toxic. Stream the eye surgery. Take your PC to the room. It isn't a disease. Oh my! I mean, it sounds like my bro. Again, the reason we're getting this overlap at 9:30 is very simple. Look at the run we had pre-market. This is a one-sided pre-market expansion. It makes sense that the opening range is going to do its business. So to me, this is all just, I don't want to say dumb money participation, but I don't think this is anywhere near the real move. You know, what if there's SMT with your eyes and they different vision? They can still fix that. Although I don't have SMT. Don't forget he daily no account. More good market. Doesn't look like it, bro. But now this is anticipated, right? So to me, this is all fake move. People are going to be entering trades in here. Nothing is probable in here, in my opinion. We're seeing that speed now, and like I said, I want to see that 830 opening price. That's pretty strong displacement right there. What I would do here is look at the YM, and if there's an SMT, you could argue a potential short idea. Seems like there's no SMT. Huge candle, huh? Huge candle. Again, I want to see this trade lower. It's not something I'm looking to participate in. I simply just want to see it trade lower. Um, yeah. Again, not really viewing anything here as the real move. I think this is all just a trip traders up, engineer liquidity higher, engineer liquidity lower. Now, if we can see a run on that liquidity, I'm hoping we can get an A plus setup long. So just staying patient with that narrative. Mm. 830 opening price, that's at 213. You can see how choppy it's getting in here again. Just wait for the macro. I think that's the best game plan. Wait for the first macro. If not the macro, wait for 10 a.m. open. Let the opening range do its thing. Right, this is expected. All this is expected when we have a pre-market expansion. So it's not like, what the hell, man, this PA. This is expected. Obviously, we had expansion pre-market, which is not ideal if we trade 9:30 open, but we had expansion pre-market, so don't trade 9:30 open. See if we can get that sell-off to 8:30 opening price. So if you want to view this as first presentation, it's up to you. I'm not going to mark any specific fair value gap as first presentation. We'll just mark them out as is. Whatever it is, who knows? Could be first presentation. Could be too small to see any relevance. Look, ES is leading short here. I think there's a volume imbalance in there. Looks like the S&P is leading shorts. Again, real choppy in here. Just waiting that out. Not worth participating in something like that. Trading all the way back up into that bearish fair value gap. Right at Monday's high. Pretty strong sensitivity there. We'll see if that can give us the move lower. Again, just a tape read. We're watching the tape now, understanding what price likely to do. See how it found sensitivity right there? Old highs. It's basically like a resistance kind of idea. Look at ES though, a lot more bearish, right? ES trading, in retrospect, here, I want to say a lot more bearish, but it's like trading over here right now. So notice we worked all the way up, respected the inversion. So if we respect this, I'm assuming we can see a run lower. Again, I'm just waiting for that run lower. We may get like, I'm looking for around a 10, maybe 10:30 reversal idea. Until then, we're just kind of waiting. This is just opening range doing its thing when pre-market expands. Yep, look, today is a safety protocol day. Being that it's No News Monday, we took all-time high pre-market. No News Tuesday, sorry. So just safety protocol, meaning A plus only. I'm not short, but I am anticipating this to move lower. If I'm in short, you would see it on screen. I'm anticipating this to run lower. I'm not bearish today. I'm not looking for shorts right now, at least. But I am anticipating this run lower. 930 is not patched. Okay. Look at the expansion we had pre-market. It's very typical that if we see an expansion like this pre-market, we get consolidation and opening range. Opening range is the first 30 minutes. So like I said, this is all expected. There's nothing out of the ordinary here. These two indices are out of sync, though. They are out of sync. ES moving lower, Nasdaq moving higher. I'm gonna assume YM. YM looks great. YM is doing everything that's anticipated. The only thing that's not doing what's anticipated is NQ. NQ doing its own thing. We do have the S&T here now. Interesting for sure. I still want to see that run lower. But the S&T does kind of change things. We are inside the macro time, so we'll see if something starts to form. What I still want to see is, I want to see just a nice manipulation lower. Very clean, obvious, induced liquidity here. The issue is now they're all out of sync. That's just the main issue. No synchronicity. Synchronicity. I would like to see some synchronicity. Synchronicity. Yeah, synchronization. You do this every day. There's no way synchronization is the word. Synchronicity. Everyone's saying synchronization. Anyways, I want these guys got to sync up. So I want to see NQ come down alongside the S&P 500. Am I bearish? No, I'm not bearish, but I am anticipating a move lower, and I would say need to see a move lower if we're going to be able to engage in longs. I think the immediate draw is lower. And the other ones are moving a lot better. Not really much is happening. Synchro code. I don't suppose there's any relevance to this imbalance that's been absolutely ran through. But we'll keep it annotated just so there's something there to be able to gauge some sort of order flow, I suppose. The inverse, re-inverse, the re-re. It's a re-re-inverse, yeah. Re-inverse and then re-re-inverse. It's a re-re, just a one-time re-re. The reclaimed inversion, that's what it is. If that's a thing. Just waiting for 10 a.m. Yeah, you can mark the lower one too. We're just consolidating between the two. But if I'm expecting a move lower, I don't want to see the premium one get respected, right? That's the idea. Patience is everything, of course. The S&T stands for now, but still want to see that move lower. Suppose the S&P 500 is going to give a nice change in the state here. CISD inside the macro. It's not really A plus. Just not. No A plus. Gonna have to wait it out. Been these long since 940. Yeah, it didn't really give. I mean, I suppose the SMT is there. Anyway, we'll just let this do its thing. I mean, we've taken the high here again. I don't really want to look for shorts, so we just kind of have to wait. I like the idea that we have the consolidation. We can see a move like this, perhaps. That's what I'm kind of looking for right now, something like this. So we'll just kind of see if we get that. Obviously, we've taken out the short-term high here. I'm still just waiting for a run on sell side so I can engage in a high probability long. Yeah, we could find support here. It's not really what I'm looking for. I want to see that run into sell side. Watching the delivery from here right now. I'd say this is probably more relevant. Watching the delivery. I want to see that run lower. I'm just waiting for a run lower. I want to see that run lower. I'm looking for longs. I'm waiting for an A plus setup, which means we have to see a run on liquidity that is lower. Just waiting patiently. You could try to get in short here. You could argue classic model using 930 accumulation. Again, I'm still focused on that A plus setup only. Where are you buying, bro? Around 975? 975. 975. 975. I don't know where that is, but no, I'm just looking for a run on sell side. That's all. I'm not asking for much. Just want to see sell side get taken before we see a move higher. That's it, you know? And on sell side, not much to ask for. 10 a.m. is here. So if we can get a 10 a.m. setup, like I said, which is kind of what we were expecting it to form at that round time. Just got to be patient. That's all it is. You got to know what you're looking for. And that's it. That's all you got to do. ES is trading into a discount. Getting towards 8:30 open. I believe there's an hourly fair value gap there. Yep, we're inside an hourly. 15-minute. There. Just want to see a run on sell side. I'm focusing on this low right here in particular. Because anyone long here, stop is there. Gotta wait a bit. That's all. Okay, we're seeing a run lower now. I like that. Can we take out the sell side? I want to see like a fast run to sell side. The faster, the better. The more likely there's going to be engineered liquidity here. And that's what I'm viewing this as. Engineered liquidity. So if we can see that run on sell side now. Which I think is probably likely at this point in time. I don't know if you even find a good risk reward setup. So I'm not going to tape read it. See that run on sell stops. It's likely to happen now. No S&T stuff. You want to see the sell stops get ran. And if we can tag 830, maybe even tag 58. There's the sell stops. Very nice delivery. Exactly what we want to see. And we're entering that discount PD array. We're entering the hourly fair value gap as well. We can get even lower if we want to. It's not a requirement for me. I think even this inversion could offer a potential nice setup. We'll just watch that fair value gap deliver after the run on sell stops. I prefer seeing like a boom, like a really strong move. But if we're just gonna wick sell stops, that's fine too. You also want to look to the left. We are in discount. Let's check out the 15 and 30-second time frame. We may have to pair entries here. You long out the sweep of that low. It's not the worst thing. There are instances where you actually want to see more than just a sweep. Like you want to really see a dive in. Like you really want to see it get inside that liquidity pool and then come out. And I say that because the idea is we really want to engineer liquidity here. But not only do we want to get people who are induced here, we want to get people to short the breakout here, you know? So that's just one of the strongest narratives in my opinion. We can really get people in trapped short there. Just a really strong narrative. I'm watching the 30-second time frame here. There is an S&T with ES. So if we get a 30-second breaker or a 15-second breaker, that's probably something I'd be interested in engaging in. Maybe off the inversion here. We can get a stop at 23. Target 36. And it's not the best if I'm being honest. But we'll let this play. 15-second breaker is there. Or I should say more specifically the 15-second mitigation. The breaker has not formed on ES. If this candle flips and delivers higher, I'll likely look for a long. What are we looking to risk on this account? 5,500, 500 sounds good. Yeah, we're about to get the 15-second protraction, I think. Let's go to the 30-second. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing. Not seeing the speed, though. So I guess we'll just wait for this inversion. If we get the inversion, we'll take it. Target the engineered, look for higher. Yep, most likely going to be entering long here, we'll see. I like the shift that we had here. I'm not going to get the best fill on that, am I? Oh, quickly, let's remove the dollars. Yeah, not the best fill, but it's not a big deal. So buying off of this inversion, we had a 15 seconds / 30-second CISD, right? Valid because we have the SMT right here. So I'll just put a little annotation. SMT. I'd view this trade as A+. 10 a.m. We did our business here. We came down into the sell stops, and now we're looking for a run on the buy side. Is it risk optimized? I'd say so because there's a good chance we at least come above this high, and then hopefully then we get an opportunity to reduce our risk. Obviously, if we get the OB here, then we can reduce our risk again. Right, so if we can get that OB, I'm going to remove the execution marker here because it's taking up some space. So could have got a better fill, but I like the setup that we're in. I like how it overlaps with opening range gap. So we came down into opening range gap. Now if we can get above, that would be a good sign. And I like what I'm seeing here in terms of feedback from the trade as well, where we put in a bullish fair value gap. So if we get closure above here, I move my stop to the body. So 5-point reduction. Want to see some speed now. Last couple of minutes in the macro. Literally last minute, actually. I'm not liking what I'm seeing on the S&P 500. We may look to terminate this one early. We'll see. Gonna give it a chance mainly because Nasdaq's feedback's pretty good, and it has been the more bullish asset this entire time. So make this blue. I like blue. Just watching the tape here. I want to see really price speed up above this high. I'm really sensitive here. You know, we may have to terminate. And I'm saying that because look at the S&P 500. If S&P is going to make a lower low, not ideal. Okay, we are seeing a potential run above the body here. That's a good sign. I'm gonna swap time frame, see if there's something I'm missing. Nope, seems like a pretty obvious clean run. So we're gonna move the stop to the body low at 197.5. Perfect. So stop is reduced. I always like that. And then we want to see a run above the engineered liquidity here. I don't want to ask for too much on this trade. It's been pretty sloppy already. Probably going to get a 5-minute inverse on the S&P. 3-minute inverse, 1 minute likely to form. Okay, we got the order block. We got the breaker. I definitely want to see sensitivity right here. And really, like, it should just tap and go. And if it does, we're moving the stop all the way to that breaker low. Yeah, just tap and go on the breaker. And like I said, this is looking like a more seek and destroy day. I'm not going to be looking for too much. We're going to take 4 off the engineered liquidity. Most likely. 3, 2, 54. Yeah. 25% through. On my live account, I'm moving my stops to break even, which is, I got a way better fill. So my stops at the low of the breaker on my live account. Just managing my money a lot more disciplined there. It's really the low of the breaker should be safe. And right now we can put the stop here at the low of the candle that formed this fair value gap at 225. Really, this should be a breakaway gap. Don't want to see us get below that breaker. Just want to see price take out the engineered, and then if we can spike through to a new all-time high. Trying to survive this retracement. This is your breaker fair value gap setup. Right, that's your unicorn breaker plus fair value gap. Might be there one of the 2-minute. Yeah, 2-minute one is there as well. So if we see if this just one candle down and then next candle higher. Like I said, my stop on the live account is at 3.7. And I may move my stop here shortly there. Because if we move lower now, ES makes a lower low, means we might get choppy in here. And I don't want to see that. Getting into 50% of that breaker. Still all good. Still good for now. We'll see if we can get, move higher from that breaker. Yes, we could pull down all the way to OTE. I really don't want to see that. But if we wanted to come down here, yeah, I wouldn't invalidate the trade. It's probably something I would look to just exit and then re-enter. So if we make a lower low here, watching this closely. So hovering around break even on my live account, maybe closing that break even. Okay, that's me out break even on my live. I'm holding this on this account here. I think we make an SMT with ES, and that's fine. if we're gonna see that, deeper retracement, this is what I anticipate. Look at that low forming right at 8:30, by the way. That's really nice. And just looking at those OTE quadrants, there is a fair value gap here sitting in discount, which is why I'm not terminating the trade break even. In fact, I may look to add after we potentially get a bounce. I may lower the stop to below opening range gap 0.25. For now, we'll leave it here. I want to survive the retracement on ES, and that's really what it is. I think ES maybe makes a lower low here. We did trade into the 2-minute gap there. I did miss that actually. Yeah, so we may see a move higher from that. It's possible. Again, I'm just trying to survive this retracement without invalidating the trade idea. I don't like that color. AM2 is fine. My hometown, we'll add a contract if we get above here. Or say, I don't know, there's a 30-second in there. 15-second. 15-second breaker, I suppose. We get above 4-6. I think we can move the stop and then add. Possible. Give it a chance. I think we make a lower low here. Also possible. Yeah, we had a nice run here. Fortunately, we didn't get the high. But if we can get a short-term low here without taking this one, just a nice intermediate term low. We'd actually get an SMT with favoring ES here if we take this one out. So just put that in there. Like you can't even see that. Yeah, I mean, not the best delivery, obviously, but I like the narrative in this trade. Model formed nicely. Got us a good run. Time and price convergence for sure with the 10 a.m. idea. 9:30 consolidated. 8:30 opening price formed a low. Risk optimized, I would say so. All right, we definitely reduced our risk, which is good. 7 points, not bad. Okay, I want to see if this SMT holds. If we get a nice expansion here, I'm moving the stop and adding a contract. Someone said, why are you trading a range? Looks like ES will make the lower low, just the way this candle is looking. I still believe this to be the high probability short-term low, or sorry, long-term low of the session. Watching ES. Nothing invalidating the trade yet. The only really thing that would invalidate the trade is if we close below this. I'm not going to put my stop there. Because if we come all the way down here, it's a low quality trade. And I don't want to be in that trade anymore. But that's the only true invalidation. Is if we close below this body. Okay, looks like we are going to get the SMT. ES likely to take out the low here. And I want to survive the retracement. I want to survive the retracement on NASDAQ. Anticipating the SMT to form. Potentially like this. Something like this. We're going to lower the stop a bit. We're just going to hover it here. And we'll just have to close manually if we see something telling. The reason I'm floating the stop is, like I said, the SMT is likely to get put in. So I'm just going to hover the close button. Should I need to. Watching the S&P. Watching the S&P. It's almost there. ES still hasn't taken out that low. That's just what I'm watching right now. We did go below the body though, so if you want to qualify it, lower low on the body there. If we get closure above here, that's where I'll move my stop. And then I'll add even one or two contracts. Depends on the risk. 15 to 30, 30 times 5 is 150. Yeah, I'd probably add 2 if we get the OB now. Why I'm still consolidating. It is looking like a very much seek and destroy day, but I still believe in the run higher. It's all-time high narrative. Taking out sell stops. We let these people, or should I say this buy side, stay open. We can get that expansion higher. I move the stop here, 226. And add 2. Okay, ES takes the low there. Right? Kind of lagging there, but okay, ES takes the low. We'll see if that's what gives us the, I'll say fuel to move higher. It may not, but it also may. If we make a body lower, I just terminate early. You know, what I want to see is closure above here. These 2 down close candles before the SMT. Not seeing the speed. ES is making a lower low. It's getting really slow, man. They makes No News Monday look like the best day ever. Creating into a live account with the same mindset. I love you, Goldie. I love you, Goldie. All right, pretty much last line here. I'm fine with a short-term low sweep. Eventually, this is just going to sound like full copium, but this formation is always good. So if we get that same game plan, worst case we lose what we originally risked, which was at the low here. I mean, we're up 5 points from the stop originally. You could argue 1975 is shouldn't be reached. Yeah, we'll likely get out here. Probably gonna take the low. Yeah, there it just takes out the full low. Wouldn't be opposed to re-entering. Possible. Just gonna have to wait and see. What should you risk? That was 250 on the accounts, but on my live account I got break even, like I said. Hopefully I made that very clear. We'll see what happens. But I did take that on the live account as well. I mean live account, live account. My main focus has been the live recently. I mean, we'll see. If we get the breaker here, I am still bullish. 30 minutes still there. The hourly fair value gap's tapped. Reminds me of yesterday's price action. Except this time we got org 50. We'll just see. If it forms with displacement and speed, I'll trust it. If it's gonna just like grind its way up, I'm not gonna trust it. I still think these highs will get taken at some point. We'll just see. We had opening range and first 30 minutes of 10 a.m. stay pretty sideways. Why do you trade a range? Pretty silly question. Is it for bad eyes? I don't have bad eyesight. Once I do my surgery Friday, if everything goes well, then I no longer need glasses. IDW improvement in the past few months. I haven't been here in a while, but you're the most technical. Appreciate you, bro. Inshallah, I agreed. That was a really good trade. I think I was right to hold through that SMT because Nasdaq was leading. Basic side effects. They said 10% of people or 15% of people they get dry eyes. Sometimes they get that night vision thing, but they said they have enhancement programs for that. I am Muslim, yeah. Lost my first eval today. That's okay, bro. Did you trade properly? For 1 to 8, but I'm going to trail stop aggressively at 1 to 6. Am I crazy for shorting all-time high? I think it was clean. If you're bearish, in my opinion, all-time high, it's better to align longs. Today just happened to be one of those days it went lower. Well, it hasn't really went lower. I'd still say we're bullish. It's not like we shifted or anything. This still could very well just be a retracement into the range. So cheapest prop firm? I don't even know. They say gives night vision sliding. No, not. I said night vision. Like you get those like blurry lights at night. I was buried bearish. Tuesday takes out high and makes high of week. But why would you expect Tuesday high of week? That's the idea. It's possible, yeah. Tuesday high of week is possible. You got to think. I don't think so. Maybe. Anyways, we'll see if we got a setup here. 10:30 is here. I like 10:30 setups when the first hour does nothing. May try it again here. I like the displacement. 20 points. This candle closes good. We'll look for it on the SMT. ES form to CISD. I say at least hopefully one inversion. Oh, strong wick. Even if we got our fill here at 3.5, we could put the stop here. 25 to make 40, and obviously we can have runner objectives. ES did form the CISD. I like it moving higher from the hourly here. Even if fill anywhere here is fine, so. Let's do the A plus checklist. Narrative polarity, I'd say. PO3 model formation. It's got a form clean as well. Time and price 1030. I like that. And it's pretty risk optimized. They're really more, the main focus here is PO3 model formation. And if we get good speed and displacement here, I trust it. If this candle follows through, I trust it personally. I'll buy that candle as well. All right, we'll just get in there. All right. We're going to try the attempt here. The main factor in this trade here is that if we're bullish, this is the hourly fair value gap, right? And if we're bullish, we've already went through it. I wouldn't want to see it go even back below through it. If it does, it's just, there's just no way it's bullish. Well, I'm not going to say no way, but very unlikely that it's bullish. ES has a small 1 minute CISD there with a fair value gap. I'd argue the only thing that's not a plus about this is the actual market condition that was prior here. Everything else I do like about this trade. Small fair value gap in there. We'll just watch that. Stop at the low where the SMT formed. Okay, if we get expansion like this, we can move the stop here. I didn't take this on my live account, but we are in on the account here, by the way. Yeah, this just looks like a contraction short. If this makes a lower low, it's probably one-sided lower the entire day. I don't think I would trade shorts. Probably call it, but then if we do get that lower low here, I'd assume this sell side to get taken. Yeah, damn, we got stopped there. I think this stays one-sided lower now, to be honest. I don't think we make a new all-time high today. I think we go all the way to the sell side in London, pre-market, the full shift. Maybe even Asia by end of day. It's possible. It's possible. It might be just one of those days where all-time high, it's not bullish on all-time highs, you know? I don't think we're going to make a higher high anymore, personally. But we'll just watch it deliver here. Maybe that setup wasn't A+. Plus. I think it was worth taking. We'll see if it goes. ES is at midnight. I don't think it moves higher. It's possible still, but I wouldn't assume so. I think this is one of those days where it just all-time high doesn't stay bullish, you know? Like daily chart, it's going to put in a down close candle. Um, and yeah, maybe Tuesday high of week is possible. Or we get a crazy reversal in lunch. This wasn't taken on live or funded, no. You have no understanding of trading. You're just making money off people through referral income. Then don't copy trade me. No problem, brother. Shorts were there. Yeah, shorts were there, but I would never go back and be bearish, you know? Not when all-time high is right here. Not when we engineered the equal highs there. Chat, just ignore them, bro. Why don't you take it on funded? Because I said A plus only. Why are you still longing London reversal profile, bro? Because all-time highs is stronger narrative in my opinion. Yeah, they'll be quiet when we win. It's fine. It's crazy they hate while you don't know it is, bro. PAB good again? This isn't the worst price action, in my opinion. It's just you had to be bearish. But in my opinion, if you were bearish today, you just got lucky. You were on the wrong side of probability, you know? All-time high is still more likely. There's no need to spam. You can hate, but you don't need to spam, because then I can't read the other comments. The bias is short, but you are still thinking long. What is the reason? I'm not thinking long anymore, but are you salty? I'm not salty. No such thing as luck. There's probability, right? How are you not bearish on the open? Because we're all-time high market. I was bearish TBH. I mean, it's you can argue. You can argue bearish. Bearish because we haven't filled that gap. Yeah, will you be like next week, or will your ass still be healing? I'll be live next week. By Saturday, Sunday, it should be fine. Weekly no wick seems crazy to me. Yeah, there is an SMT there, but Is it valid? You could argue. They see that I don't know the statistic of. How can you argue when? How can you argue bearish when the market is bearish? All right, let me explain something to you guys. Let me explain something to you guys. Just because the market went down here doesn't mean the probability was stacked for it to go lower. If we're in all-time highs, the probability is still more likely for us to go up. Whether we go down or go up is irrelevant. What matters more is the probability. If I told you that there was, let's say hypothetically, a 70% chance that the market moves up, 70% chance, and then the market moves down, does that mean you are right to be bearish? No, it doesn't mean you were right to be bearish. You were on the wrong side of probability. Now, was it actually 70%? I don't know. But my experience last 2 years and 5 years backtest, all-time high, it's best to just align longs. Can you go in the 4-minute time frame? Yes. That's what it looks like. Watch your tone. Not necessarily wrong probability. Yeah, you could argue that. You could say that it's likely to go long, but then the trade that you could say that. Depends on how you trade. It took liquidity, didn't make a new high, took liquidity higher low. Why not to be bearish? Made a new high here. This is a trade I took on live. Can you tell me the last trade was not A plus? The last trade would have been A plus if we broke above the high here. The reason it's not A plus is everything was good except the PO3 model formation. That's why I didn't take it on funded. You trade forever model? No, I don't know what that is, to be honest. Being a trading streamer seems hard. Yeah, it's not easy, bro. I don't like making plays for long to get my trade last 5 minutes. Yeah, if you're scalping, then you don't really have to. Everything I said is probably irrelevant to you. Yep, market is new every day. I mean, not really, but yeah. You had an internal SMT, no external SMT. I don't use SMT. No, we only took one trade on the funded. Guys, the reason he's wrong because he likes boys. I'd argue you're different, bro. I mean, you sat here watching another man trade the entire time. Wouldn't you say? Never short all-time highs. I've been hearing it lately. That's what we've been doing. Me? I went long today. I mean, I'm just saying, if you're gonna call me, you just sat here watching me the whole time. Um, no, I mean, I'm break even on my live account. Um, 1 hour minus 1 hour on the funded. Fine. About what? So it's fine, bro. You guys are wasting their time sending comments. Being short. Why so much hate? I don't know. When are you getting your LASIK surgery? It's gonna be Friday. About 90% of people here haven't seen it pay out. You still good, Gatie? I'd probably say more than 90%. If I had to guess. Transparency will always be stronger than hate. I don't know, man. I don't know. 99%, probably around 99%, yeah. If you go blind, you think you'll trade better? No. I'm getting a small pro eye surgery, but what's that? I don't know what that is. PA? I think today might be a sell-off day. And it's just that, yeah. Just wrong draw. I'm excited for the surgery, so I don't have to wear contacts anymore, yeah. Did TikTok just disconnect? Or are we still live? It's for LASIK with minor adjustments. I got it corrected pretty well. Oh, is it like the enhancement surgery thing? Yeah, they said I might have to do that too. I think, but they won't know until after. I think it goes to London lows personally. At least here, I'd say. At least this sell side. You got it, brother. Appreciate you, user. I'm not worried, man. Don't worry. Do you see reverse off for London? Possible, but I don't think we have the volatility to do that. You take payouts through Rise? No, I take all my payouts through Wise. And do you do if you have to pay taxes? Yes. I mean, I have to report my income. Um, I would highly recommend you report. With Rise, you have to give your tax number, so you can't just take the payout and hide it. They will most likely find out. I don't use Rise. I use Wise, but good TP for sure. I like this sell side here. You done trading after your losses? I may trade the PM session on my live account. I'll just sit here and tape read. How can we believe you are more wrong than you are? How can we believe you? You don't have to believe me, bro. I really don't care if you believe me or not. I'm not asking you to believe me. Can you just withdraw Wise money secretly? No. That would be kind of overpowered, wouldn't you think? You will get superpowers after surgery. I mean, I'm just gonna have to not wear contacts. That's all. What is A plus setup for you? I have the criteria right here. Hey, bro, love the work every day here. Narrative, no trade or SMC. Appreciate you, bro. How much per payout do you save aside per taxes? I don't do it per payout. I just always have enough. I'm gonna have to set up quite a bit aside. Y'all blame me here. They're just hating, bro. He's never gotten a payout. How about we make a bet, bro? How about we make a bet? If I have more payouts than you, actually, I don't even want to make a bet with you, bro. Never mind. Can you go on the 5 minute real quick? I have delayed data. I got you, bro. I don't understand much about alpha futures. Like, what if I make 1,000? Can I withdraw 1,000? How much is my drawdown left? And you calculate it. If you withdraw 1,000, you'll have $1,000 left. Very simple. What's unmitigated? I don't use that term, but unmitigated, I'm assuming he means you don't have to pay for it. How much percent do you pay for taxes in Ontario for trading? It depends how much money you make. If I hit short today, you delete your. Okay, so basically you what? You hit one trade. You hit one trade, and then you come watch me the entire day and spam comments like this. I don't doubt that you hit a trade today, brother. You can't see the A plus setup. Best advice is come to YouTube. Do you have an LLC to help with tax purposes? No, I don't have an LLC. I'm gonna be opening up most likely a corporation next year. This is my first year where I made a good amount of money. The year before, I didn't make enough to even worry about taxes that much. This year, I made the money. Next year, I'll open up the LLC slash corporation. I'm in Canada. Why are you in here spending your money watching somebody else trading if you're so good, you weirdo? Because he's not good. But you're going to be a code funded next. Uh, there's 10% off funded next. If you make 1,000, divide that by 40%, then you will get what you have to make withdrawal payout, and you can draw 50% of that. That's for a zero account. Message me on Discord, Ghost. When will the markets go back to the good days? I wouldn't say this is bad. It's a sell off from all time highs. You know, it doesn't happen often, but it happens sometimes. Why isn't LLC good in? You can potentially save on taxes. Why don't you use Top Set? I like Alpha more. I don't have a mentorship now. We're almost at the sell side. Solid work. Appreciate you, bro. Daily no wick. Yeah, most likely gonna get there. True and standard 40%. Standard, it's 40% consistency, but you can withdraw 100%. Have you seen all ICT mentorship? Yes. Why is alpha better than top step? No, you don't need a buffer to request a payout. You see any 2022 model in here? Yeah, there's one right here where I went long. We broke below the low. That's your fair value gap. You get short in here or here. Target sell side. Take profit's not bad. You went to YouTube stream and you can't see shit. YouTube stream can definitely see this, if that's what you mean. Yeah, I went long twice today. You think that all-time high price action is better than market consolidation price action? Market's consolidating. It's not really much opportunity to get in short at all. 2022 strat and TGR are so similar. It is the exact same strategy. To my knowledge, at least. Indicator for session opens. It's called ICT kill zones and pivots. You can trade PM? Maybe. Depending what price action looks like at 130. I'll probably trade it on my live account, maybe. Or session on close. You think yesterday's RTH gap is still in play? Of course. You're covering yes. Can you slide it a bit over? Oh, my apologies. Why would you go for that low? Why not the short-term one at the breaker? Oh, this one? Yeah, you can use that too. Doesn't matter. Both valid. You could short it, but here you have to just like it broke both, so I'm just referring to the lower one. Was the first presented valid today? You could have used it. If I had to choose, I would have used this one, just because these are relatively the same size, and this was the first of the two small ones. So it looks like it delivered pretty nicely. Have you seen PB Blake? No, I haven't seen it. ICT kill zones from who? Kill zones and pivots TFO. There's only one of those. Waiting for 12 London turns off in New York. Yeah. And we're almost at the sell side there. We'll just watch the tape for that sell side. I mean, it's a nice sell model. Before breaking that low, I would have looked at this. Was it a clean like buy side sweep? No, I don't think there was any clean buy side sweep here. It's just this. We took the high and then broke. We left this open. So I don't think if you're talking like, did I miss any very obvious clean 2022 model? No, you definitely did not. Don't want to meet up in Ontario and give you some tips. I don't really want to do that, brother, if I'm being honest. But you can always message me if you have any questions. What is your opinion on Zusi? I don't know. Belongs A plus. I say the first one was definitely A plus. Second one was not A plus. That's why I only took it on eval. I'm break even on my live account. I'm down on the funded, and we're definitely down on the eval. You know PJ Trades? I know PJ Trades. Yeah, I like his content. He speaks very clearly. Where do you live? I live in Toronto. Who's gonna rob you? Yeah, I don't want to meet up with anyone personally, man. Are y'all freezing in Toronto? No, it's actually very hot outside. How much do you think I would need to start to rent an apartment and start living in Toronto? I don't. I wouldn't recommend. Do you live here, or are you trying to move here? top 3 Drake songs. I don't really like Drake that much, if I'm being honest. How long do you think before you make a lot? How long do you think before you make a lot, like 10K months? Before I make that much? I don't know if I want to speak on that. You know TGR? I know of TGR. We can be on East Ave, Niagara Falls. I just went to Niagara Falls actually. I'll wave to you. This guy probably lives in Brampton or something. Talking about Toronto. PNL. I can show you guys my live account PNL. Let me see if I can do that without leaking information. Where do you call out your AMD buy? It's in a private section. So besides that, just on live stream. Hmm. Why you get so much hate? We all trying to win? I don't know. People are just bored. They have too much time on their hands. They'll uh they'll realize when they grow up. Hmm. Anyways, we're almost at the sell side there. I'm just watching the tape. He was second on the World Trading Championship. What do you think of Fabio? Do you think his five scalper number one or for the Duke? You can learn from him. Yeah. I mean, if that's his track record, I'm sure he has a. You could probably trust him, right? Nothing wrong with looking to trade like him. Appreciate you, Jake. No, I'm not looking for longs anymore. Once this made a lower low here, that was like the deciding factor for me. We really shouldn't have made a lower low here if we were truly bullish. So once we got that break here, to me it's pretty. Then it's one sided. Likely to take the sell side. I'll post my P&L in the Discord. What do you think will happen if we reach sell side? It could reverse, like I said, going into lunch. It's possible. We are still, near all-time highs. Um, but it's hard to say. You know, we could just wait for tomorrow FOMC minutes. Oh yeah, I'll post my P&L in the Discord. We are break even on the live account. Hmm. But I will probably trade PM session, if I'm being honest. I've been taking a couple trades macro on close, and they've been delivering pretty nicely, if I'm being honest. So that final hour macro. Damn, why is this so difficult? Yeah, I'll post it later. You ever seen Drake? No. What are your thoughts on scalping? I mean, you can scalp as long as you have the data. Are you still looking for longs? No, I wouldn't. Damn, not just unprofitable, hella unprofitable. Damn, okay. Happy I didn't touch funded accounts today. Nice, bro. Do you have max allocation with funded? Nope, I'm on my first account ever. Rack is mid. I'd say it's probably worse than mid, bro. But whatever you want to say. No, I don't have max allocation with. I'm max allo with alpha. Um, and I'm working on funded next is the next firm I'm going with. So I'll be making a video about that actually. What's my plan with funded next? Learning more on short pre-market swept all time on RTH buy side. I'll show the P&L. How much is your course cost? I don't have a course. I thought you said you were bullish. Like I said, after 10:35 candle printed, that killed my bullish bias. Did you trade today? Just joined. These are the trades I took on live stream. Have you seen new? No, I haven't seen those updates. These guys are stupid. Some of them seem to be really slow. Yeah, if I'm being honest. Just don't even bother with them guys. Why did you say 20 minutes ago we weren't bearish but bullish? Why did you say? I'm not sure what you're trying to say. I was bullish the entire day. Once 10:36 candle printed, sorry, 10:35. That's when I said we're likely to take the sell side. I'm glad that you know, Zero. That's really good. Can you do an analysis on ES? Same analysis on NQ. 4 hour? Well, as of right now, we've taken out the buy side. And if we close below here, that'd be a 4 hour change in the state, which means we're likely to seek sell side. Sell side would be here. There's a sell side taken, so that's all I wanted to wait for. Now I can journal the price action move. Asia low is here, so we'll add that in the read. Well, yeah, I mean we don't take pre-market highs. I would have understood the short a lot more had we taken out buy side, but we pretty much just consolidated and dumped. But that's okay. That's your sell side pre-market. I'll keep opening range gap CE. Yeah, I think that's a clean screenshot there. So we just get the sell-off from, it is what it is. We get sell-off from all-time highs pre-market. It's unlikely. That doesn't happen often, but it happened today. Make sure you're up. No, today we're break even on the live account. We're down on the funded, and we're down on the eval. That's just for note. And I guess the only way you really could have traded this is just on the premise that this is an intermediate term high. That's really it. They don't even get 3 drives. There's Asia low. I mean, that's a nice spool. It's a nice spool. Let me zoom out here so I can get a better picture. I would have understood it a lot better if we swept the buy side. But we opened in discount. Sorry, we opened in equilibrium. Consolidated. And there's a setup short. I'm not going to say there was no setup short. There were many setup short. I'm hoping this, sells us off from the daily chart as well. Take the screenshot there. Appreciate you. I've been doing this for 2 years, General. Days concepts. I backtested them a little bit, not as thoroughly as probably some of you. I didn't really find much consistency. I did look into it early on in my journey. I mean, like over a year and a half ago. For my strategy, low-key, absolutely zero setup short. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't have been. There's just no way I would have been bearish in anywhere here. I can agree that once this happened, okay, it's at that point it's just obviously not bullish, A big hitter has been supporting you since day one. What? Tried AMD model? That's pretty much the basis of my trading model, yeah. Yeah, probably going to trade to end log. Good took out 4R and pretty stride dumps. Good chance we go to end dog here or new week opening gap. Long after London low sweep. I wouldn't touch a long. I think this might go straight to new week opening gap. It just looks like. Listen, every time we're in an all-time high, eventually there's going to be one day that flips the script. If that happens to be today, that happens to be today. Look at all the times that we were bullish above all-time highs. Right? Eventually the script will be flipped. And that might happen today, It's going to happen eventually. This might give us really obvious shorts for tomorrow, Hopefully it does. If the 4-hour shifts, we should get really obvious shorts for tomorrow, hopefully. Is the market trolling us? Yesterday we got fake short confluences. Yeah. Yesterday I should have done the same thing I did today, which is only look for longs. So I'm happy I did that today. That's what I should have done yesterday too. Yeah, it happens, up man. You're right. That's exactly what happened. It is kind of unfortunate that we got a nice setup here. Sweeping the sell side, hourly bullish for value gap, nice CISD breaker, SMT. This is a really good trade. Right inside the macro as well. Why don't you trade higher time frame like 3 to 5? I find most of my success one minute. It's easy to be married to your bias. Did I roll long? Yeah, along twice on stream. Is there even any entry for shorts? Yeah, there's some opportunities. Depends how you trade though. What time is Asia low? Asia session is from 20 to 0. There were that many. I wouldn't say there were that many clean setup short, like not very obvious ones. With my model, there were a couple. I wouldn't have taken them ever though, because I wouldn't have been bearish in here. There's one setup in here at 10:35, right where I got stopped, and then there's another setup in here, which you probably would have been stopped out on, depending if you put the stop out. Not really. I mean, yeah, there's not really anything clean, to be honest. Nothing A plus short in my opinion. That's for sure. Not for me at least. Maybe someone else's model. Going into open, I was bullish. I feel like it was barcode and dump. Pretty much that's what it was. But there's people who they find A plus setups here. Maybe they trade the breakout and for them, closing below this low is A plus. The A plus for them, that's fine. 1050 macro was really nice, yeah. Although I don't know where you would have shorted. It just also kind of consolidated dumps. Boy, it's nuking. I got on my short a tad early. I think once we take this low, you just realize it's a sell day, you know? If we were bullish, we wouldn't have come all the way down here. But yeah, I just absolutely went through. Previous day, London is up for grabs. All right, previous day, London. Now we're just taking everything. For the death candle, disrespecting the 15-minute done. Lost 4 evals in the same hour. It happens. Do you have any left, or are you just like you're at 0 now? Could someone help me out? I lost all my weekly money for college, about $20. I feel hopeless and regretting all my. College is $20 for you? Yeah, Monday low. Is this Friday low? I'd say Friday low even. Right there. This is likely to drop. So we may look for shorts going in a PM session on my live account. I wouldn't say wrong bias, but I was on the wrong side, yeah. I would be bullish every time. There's no time. If I were to go back in time, I would have most likely done very similar things. I wouldn't look for longs in PM, no. In my opinion, there's a really good chance we reach these levels down here. So for PM session, that's what I'd be looking for. I hope PM bangs. Yeah, I hope it bangs too. Yeah. Every time I open your live, you're on the wrong side of the market. You probably just haven't come in here enough, brother. You lost today? That's okay. ICT equals I can't trade. Great joke, bro. That's wonderful. Great joke. But ES looks cleaner. ES does look cleaner, yeah. No, I'm break even on the live, down the funded. Appreciate you, Nicola. Have a nice day, brother. Would we long from London lows? I wouldn't personally, but you can if you want. Appreciate Gabriel. But I keep holding. Depends where you can put your stop. In my opinion, I think it's worth the risk to reward to look for something here. That's so fucked up, bro. Anyways, boys, I appreciate you guys coming through. I don't really want to read the tape anymore. Did we take previous London low? We haven't taken that previous London low. Yeah, I mean, I'd say Friday ES at least. Friday low on ES at least. No, I won't be live for PM session. Too much toxicity. I'd rather trade PM session alone on my live account. But most likely I'll be looking, unless we like really, really start to do something like, you know, why is it not clicking? If we get a really strong shift, okay, then I'll look for new all-time highs. But as of right now, going into PM session, I'm gonna look for this. Just look for that to be the draw. It doesn't have to hit those levels. It may not hit these levels, but I would want to align with that objective. Besides, she was clean despite shutdown. All right, well, appreciate you guys coming through. I will see you guys tomorrow morning and maybe afternoon. Weekly P&L. I'm down on my fundage 2R. I'm up on my live account 0.5%. Is it higher probability to trade opening gap? So you appreciate you, Carlos. What's your thoughts about trading the slower index, for example, if price is bearish and yes, making another line? If you're bearish, I mean, I'm always going to trade NASDAQ because I like the volatility and speed more. But you can definitely go about it that way if you prefer. Anyways, appreciate you guys coming through. I will see you guys live tomorrow, exact same time. Till next time.